Assalamu alaikum students. Today we'll discuss another important and frequently used punctuation mark, and that is apostrophe. So let's see what are the uses and examples of this punctuation mark. In this lesson we'll learn about the apostrophe and how it is useful to us, common apostrophe mistakes and how to correct them. What are apostrophes? An apostrophe is a punctuation mark that shows where something has been removed. Using an apostrophe allows you to create better flow in your writing and speaking without losing any meaning. It means that if you use apostrophe in your writing or in your speech, it makes you fluent, right? It is a very handy device, and that's why, due to this quality that it makes your speech more fluent, it is considered a handy device. Let's move. Apostrophes are mainly used to create contractions, to indicate possession, and to indicate certain plurals of lowercase letters. Use number 1, to show contraction. The term contraction means to reduce the size of something. In writing, a contraction is a longer word or phrase that has been reduced to a shorter word. Apostrophes are also used with non-possessive plurals to increase clarity. Okay, let's discuss use number 1, to show contractions. And here you can see that one sentence has been written in two different ways. First we have used contractions, and in the second we didn't use contraction, and we'll see that which sentence is more fluent to speak. I can't go, but I don't want you to go either. Next, I cannot go, but I also do not want you to go either. You can see that this first sentence is more smooth and it's fluent as compared to the second one. But you need to remember that contractions are not used in formal, professional and academic writing. If you are a student, if you are preparing assignments or project, कुछ भी आप एकेडमिकली लिख रहे हैं तो उसमें इंश्योर करें कि आपने अपने पेपर में, अपने असाइनमेंट्स में कहीं भी आप कॉन्ट्रैक्शंस यूज़ नहीं करेंगे. सिमिलरली प्रोफेशनल करस्पॉन्डेंस में भी हम कॉन्ट्रैक्शंस यूज़ नहीं करते. ये सिर्फ इनफॉर्मल जो सिचुएशंस होती हैं उसमें ये कॉन्ट्रैक्शंस यूज़ की जा सकती हैं. Okay, let's see some more examples. They are into there. So here you can see that A is removed and instead we added apostrophe. And how would we pronounce it? They are into there. We are into we're. Let us into let's. We will into will. It is into its. Do not into don't. I am into I'm. He will into he'll. Who is into whose, and so on and so forth. Let's move. Use number 2, to show possession. Apostrophes also show possession to help avoid awkward phrasing. For example, the laptop that Mark owns is on his desktop. So here you can see that it's a complete phrase, that Mark's on. And we removed the whole phrase and instead we said Mark's laptop is on his desk. So you can see here that this sentence is short and easy to speak, right? Let's move. Are we going to the house that John owns first? So this is again a lengthy phrase. The house that John owns. So how would we change it? Are we going to John's house first? And you can see that this sentence is quite easy to speak and easy to understand. It's quite smooth. Apostrophes can also replace a phrase like this hat belongs to David. This hat is David's. So we remove the whole phrase belong to, right? One exception. You need to understand this one exception, that whenever we want to show the possession and we say it's, so here we are not separating it through apostrophe. We are only saying it's, right? But if we add apostrophe s, it is not showing possession here. It is, it is. right? So it would be pronounced as it is, but if you want to show the possession through it, you will say its and you will not add apostrophe. Never forget this rule and never be confused about it, right? Let's say that in a couple of sentences, the dog buried its bone in Kathy's yard. So here you can see that we didn't add any apostrophe. We only add s to show the possession. My book is so old that its cover is falling off. So again, I hope it's clear to you. Let's move. You also use apostrophes for the plural forms. Here you can see cats, friends, countries, all these are plural, right? And we only added apostrophe here. So whenever there is any plural which is ending with s, you will not add apostrophe s. Instead, you will add only apostrophe, right? Same is the case for all those words which are ending with s. Like for example, Haris. Haris is already ending with S. So in that case, in order to show the possession of Haris, you will not say Haris apostrophe S. No, you will only add apostrophe. So all those words which by default end with S, you will add only apostrophe there to show their possession. Let's move. You can also use apostrophes for irregular possessives, plural possessives. For example, children's books should be read often. So you can see here that children is plural. And how did we show its possession? Through apostrophe s. If you write it like this, children's, and after s you add apostrophe, so that would be wrong. Children is already a plural, so you are not going to add s with it. What would you do? Children apostrophe s. Similarly, women's wear is on the second floor. So here you can see after woman you are going to add apostrophe s. It should not be like this, s apostrophe. Make it clear. That's a mistake, right? Let's move. Use 3 to show possession of letters. Using an apostrophe to indicate that there is more than one of something, also known as non-possessive plurals, is useful for bringing clarity in some rare circumstances, right? So how would we do it? Here you can see how can we give the plural of figures. The custom began in the 1920s. So here by adding s with 20, it is showing the whole decade of 20. Right? For example, you can say Pakistan was at its boom in 60s. So it means that that whole decade of 60s, and that is true as well. The airline has two 747s. Temperature will be in the low 20s. There were 5 size 7s. I hope it's clear. Let's move. We can also show the plural of letters, single letters. Like he brought home a report card with 4 A's and 2 B's. Here you can see by adding apostrophe s, we are showing the plural of A and B. It means that more than 1 A's, 4 A's and 2 B's. I hope it's clear. You can see here that here we are adding apostrophe as well, because by just adding s it might look awkward, like it might be pronounced as, right? So in order to avoid that confusion, it's better to add apostrophe s with single letter. Then we can also show the plural through multiple letters, like she knows her ABCs. I gave him 5 IOUs, 4 VIPs were there, right? The MNAs in this country are good for nothing, right? So you can say any of the plural of multiple letters. Let's move. Okay, let's see some of the most common mistakes which we can do by using apostrophes. For most words, you will not use apostrophes to form a plural word. Like Ali read 14 books in English class. So if it is you just want to show the plural, you don't need to add apostrophe here, right? Next, omission of the apostrophe. Sometimes we add only s and we forget apostrophe, so that's a mistake. Let's go to McDonald's. This is wrong. You need to add apostrophe s. This is correct. Now, who is responsible for the rent? Here you can see who is. So we need to add who apostrophe is. Next, it's about 10 o'clock. So here it is. So how would we write it? 8 apostrophe s. I hope it's clear. Let's move. Plural possessives ending in s. There are certain words which become plural by adding s, right? So in that case you will not add apostrophe s. In that case you will only add apostrophe, like all three of the murals color are beautiful, right? Let's move. People also commonly use of instead of the contraction for have, like I should have been there or I should have been there. Which one is correct? Of course should have. So this is the common mistake which need to be avoided. आपने should have use करना है, of use नहीं करना, ठीक है? Lesson summary. An apostrophe is a punctuation mark that shows where something has been removed. It can be used in contractions to show possession, to replace a phrase for irregular plural possessives, and much more rarely to bring clarity for a non-possessive plural. When using apostrophes, avoid common mistakes like using its for the possessive its, which should be its. Okay. Other common mistakes include omitting the apostrophe, putting it in the wrong place for a possessive plural, and using of when you mean to contract a word with have. Learning outcome. When you finish this English lesson, you should be able to recognize an apostrophe, describe the ways that an apostrophe is used, cite examples of apostrophe use, and recognize some common mistakes in apostrophe usage. Thank you so much for listening. See you in the next lecture with some other good topic. Until then, bye.